Hello beautiful humans, my name is Taryn and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's the end of the month. Happy Halloween, or whatever day you're watching this. I am finally out of my book slump, and I can thank one book in particular this month for that, because after I read that, it was like go, 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 go. I think I read 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think I read 13 books this month. Okay, let's talk about them. So I figured I would start off with the books that I do not physically have. So let's talk about the book that I quite literally just finished listening to. I just listened to None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. I couldn't even fathom to like think about the twists and stuff at the end because of just how much I was in shock the entire time I was listening to it. Like, what? You know, just what? And like there were times where I was listening to it and I was like, okay, no, like this is definitely how the twist is gonna go. But even if I I did kind of guess the twist, okay, it didn't even matter because the story was just absolutely wild. So yeah, I'm gonna give that 5 stars. 5 just absolutely what the hell is going on stars. That's what that book deserves. I need a physical copy of it. Whoa, you know, just absolutely whoa. And then I think the only other one that I do not have a physical copy of is I got the ARC for King of Greed by Anna Huang, and Anna's writing is so freaking good. It is so good. I love it. I can just fly through it. I did fly through this one. Just, I would say honestly, like the kind of perfect dark romances to get into, or like books to get you into dark romance, because they're, you know, not sweet. I mean, they're sweet. These men are sweet, but they're also like bad guys. My explanation skills, we all know this, are trash. So I'm sorry. But it's the 3rd book in her King of Sin series. It follows... Me remembering names is such a funny concept. Oh, it follows Dominic and Alessandra, and they have been married for 10 years, and now their marriage is kind of like on the rocks, and it follows them trying to like get it back together. And when I tell you, I was sobbing from like 2nd chapter on. And what did I give this? I gave it a 4.25 stars. And the only reason I gave it a 4.25 star is because I wanted it to be 500 pages. I wanted so much more from this book. I felt like the end was so rushed. I wanted more, and that's why I couldn't give it a 5 star, but it was still absolutely amazing. I finished Green Lights. I actually started this last month and got about halfway through, and then I was like, I really want to listen to it, but my Libby was still a few weeks out, so I waited to finish it and listen to it. I loved it both ways. I loved physically reading it, and I loved listening to it as well. It's such a short read. This is by Matthew McConaughey, by the way. I don't know, just like a glimpse into his life was perfect. I loved it. Definitely recommend, again, listen to it or physically read it. They're both really, really, really good, I think. I didn't rate it because it's his life, and I certainly wouldn't want somebody rating my life. Okay, next we have The Kiss Curse by Erin Sterling. This is the 2nd book. This comes after The X-Hex, which I read last year, and I think I gave that one 3 stars. It just like did not wow me in any way, shape, or form, but this flew through in a day. I binge read this. I binge read this in an entire day. It was so cute, so easy to read. Perfect for fall. I loved every single second of it. What did I give it though? Great question. I think I'm gonna give it a 4 star because it was super cute. Not anything, you know, amazing or perfect, but I thought it was really cute. Who does it follow? It follows Gwen and Wells, and it's kind of like enemies to lovers, more just like sassy people to lovers, and I love that for me because I'm a sassy human. So We love to read sassy people falling in love. It was funny, very cute. Good fall book if you're still looking for fall books. I also just finished my reread of A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. Me having to look at the book to remember the author. What is wrong with me? After my reread, I gave it 5 stars because this series is home. The series is everything to me. I'm actually doing a Agatar reread whole video, so stay tuned for that. I don't know when it's going up because I gotta read the entire series, you know, but I loved it. I tabbed it this time and I wrote in it, and it's perfect. I love this world. I also read A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber. I cannot get enough of this series. After reading Caraval, while I was reading it, I was like, I need more of this Jax character, because he was just a side character in the Caraval series. I needed more of him. I loved him. He was just like the perfect morally gray guy for me, you know? And then when the Ballad of Broken Heart, what is it called? Once Upon a Broken Heart, when that came out and I learned that it was about Jax, I jumped on that book so quick, and I listened to Once Upon a Broken Heart and The Ballad of Never After like back to back and was sobbing my eyeballs out. Oh, this series is everything to me, and this was absolutely no different. This was the perfect ending. I gave it 5 stars. I loved every second of it. I don't have the audio. I don't know that the audio was out yet, or maybe it's just not on Libby or available for my library yet, but I physically read it, which I was really scared to do because I had listened to the other 2. I was scared it wouldn't I don't know, hit the same way physically reading it, but it very much did. It very much did. It was perfect, and I gave it 5 stars, and I loved it. I loved every second of it. Keeping with the fall theme, that's not really fall. I don't know why I said that. Going back to the fall theme, I read Hollow Heathens by Nicole Fiorina. One of my book besties has been begging me to read this since she read it last fall, and I finally got to it. And let me tell you, this was the absolute perfect fall setting. Like, this town was just, it was everything fall wise, you know, like you really felt like, I don't know, it was the perfect fall setting. The storyline, the plot didn't hit for me. I felt like it was way too long. I felt like there was holes in the plot. Like, I was honestly just very confused a lot of the book. So I think I gave it 3.5 stars. Please, Kylie, don't hate me. I do think I still want to read the other books in the series because it's kind of like it follows, there's like 4 or 5 guys in it. Each book, I believe there's going to be more than 2 books. Each book follows a different like couple kind of thing. Oh, I gave it 3.75 stars. I think the setting really just pushed it over for me. I do remember this just being hella cheesy though too. Like, you know how cheesy Grease is with like just like their professions of love? I mean, it's literally a musical, you know what I mean? That's how cheesy this felt. Like, I would not have been surprised if these characters broke out into song. And I love Grease, okay? But this was like Grease mixed with Corrupt by Penelope Douglas, if you have ever read that, which those 2 things don't really mix well, and this is like that baby. Next, I read My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine. I ate this up. I loved it so much. I cannot tell you the last time I was laughing out loud so many times. Like, I was words. I was laughing out loud so many times while reading this. It was so funny. It was so cute. So cute. I gave it 4 stars, and I did say in my review that if you are someone who reads romance stories and you feel like they need to be very realistic, even though it's fiction, don't read this, because this, obviously, he's a vampire. It's so out of the realm of realistic. Like, I don't know. Like, you know that there's just always those people that complain about a fiction book not being real, you know? And if you're one of those people, that's fine. but this is very much fiction, so it's not like, I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say, but it was still gonna give it 4 stars. And if you have a good imagination, read this book. Okay? Now let's talk about the book that got me out of my reading slump. Okay? That is Caught Up by Liz Tomford. Liz Tomford has changed the way I read romance books. Okay? These characters that she writes, the men and the women both, are absolute and utter perfection. This is a nanny, single dad romance. Homeboy's a baseball player. And she's a chef. And they are so cute. And the baby, oh my god, the baby. I loved it so much. But this book was absolute and utter perfection, and I think that you should read it. And if you are going to be the person that asks me if I need to read these in order, like, because this is the 3rd book in the series, I think that you can read them as a standalone. It's just kind of like you read about the past couples, but I mean, they're romance books. We all know that they get together, you know what I mean? So definitely you could read this on its own. And I think that you should, because again, 5 stars. Look at these tabs. Okay, we have 4 more books. I listened to The Golden Couple by Greer, Hendricks, and Sarah Buchanan, and I couldn't tell you a single thing about this book. I listened to it while I was in my slump, so well, let's see if I said anything. I'm looking at my Goodreads right now. If you want to follow me on Goodreads, you can. Sometimes I post good reviews, sometimes I post 4 words. Okay, so I said I gave it a 3.75 star. Strange. Okay. I said that I listened to it on 2x speed and I could feel the anxiety that the characters had. I said that it was a perfect ending, but there were so many characters introduced at the beginning that it was a little hard to keep up. I'm gonna go with what I said there because, well, like I just said, I don't remember much of it. So maybe it's not a 3.75, but I did write that like right after I read it. So maybe it was that good. I'm pretty sure it's about like a couple who goes to therapy, like couples therapy, and just a bunch of shit happens. Okay. Literally these next 4 books, I was in such a rut. I'm sorry. Okay. I read Love in the Time of Serial Killers by Alicia Thompson. I mean, look at this cover and tell me that you couldn't have like gone to the bookstore and like not picked it up, right? It's so cute. Okay, I gave it 3 stars. I gave it 3 stars because she thought her neighbor was a serial killer, which is so funny to me because, hi, my name is Taryn and I think that everyone is trying to kill me. It's just like what happens when you listen to true crime podcasts and watch them on YouTube and grew up watching Dexter and Criminal Minds and all of that stuff, right? You just think that the world, like, anyway. And like she thought that. And there was just a part of me that thought that there was actually going to be a serial killer element to it. Like, oh, there's one out there. I think it's my neighbor because of this, this, and this. But no, that didn't happen. So it was just like, it just like felt like something was missing. I'm pretty sure the girl was like super annoying to me. I didn't write that in my review, but I feel like she was super annoying to me. And also in the book, they say multiple times that she has like this brown reddish hair. And why does she have blue black hair? That annoys me. Okay, 2 more. Okay, I wrote a shit review for this book. Shit as in the stars, and I don't remember what it was about. But I listened to Good Bad Girl by Alice Feeney, and let me tell you something, I am the biggest fan of Alice Feeney. I love her work, all of them, most of them. Her twists are normally absolutely fantastic. This was not it. I was so bored, I could not give 2 shits about any of the characters. Now, okay, 2.75 I feel like is generous. I do think it was like a 2.5 for me. Did I not like it because I was in a slump? Maybe. But I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. And I guessed the plot or the twist so early, and I never do that for her books. It was just, it wasn't it. Okay? And I was very sad about it because, again, Alice Feeney is my queen, but this missed the mark. And then the way that I started off my October was I got the Arc of Hopeless by Elsie Silver. This is the last book in the Chestnut Spring series, which is so sad. This book like brought me into cowboy romances. I love these characters and this world and everything about it so much. Elsie's writing is utter perfection. And I definitely think that you should read this series. It starts with Reckless. It starts with Flawless. And I think that you should read all of them. I don't think that you should jump around. Not at all. But anyway, this was like Marriage of Convenience. There's an age gap. There's some trauma in there. I gave it a 4.25 star. I might bring it down to a 4 star because although I really liked it, I feel like Beau, who is the main guy, was just kind of a pushover, if that's the right word for it. I don't know. I feel like all of Elsie's men I loved so much, and I had such high hopes for Beau, and he just didn't like, what's it called? Lead up to my expectations? Rise up to my expectations? He didn't meet my expectations. So yeah, 4 stars. And it was super long. Oh, and she was a virgin, and I just don't love to read. That's not my favorite trope, okay? It's not my favorite trope. Because it made Bailey seem so young and like childish, and I didn't like that. So yeah, I think I'll stick with a 4 star for this book. But I do still think that you should read the entire series. Anyway, here's to me being out of my reading slump and reading so many more books and at the end of the year. I'm so excited for November and December. I'm posting my November TBR tomorrow. I'm gonna try. It'll be tomorrow or Thursday. And I'm really excited for what I get to read next month. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know your favorite book of October. Holy crap. I don't know if I need a coffee or if I need to go to sleep. I think my favorite book, oh no, that's so hard. My favorite book was, okay, definitely a tie between Caught Up and A Curse for True Love. Definitely a tie between those two. But I also really loved the book that I just finished. None of This Is True. I really like that one too, if you're looking for the thriller. Okay, I'm gonna keep rambling. I love you. I hope you have an amazing day, night, week, month, or year. The ending, I haven't recorded a YouTube video in so long. I hope you have an amazing day, night, week, month, and year. Goodbye, beautiful humans.